What's up, guys? We have another game with the black pieces against Fair Hades, rated essentially 1600, 1599. And he King's Gambits us even though we didn't play e5. How to respond? Nobody knows. I'm just gonna bring my knight out and attack the pawn. And now I'm alert. So let's see what he does. He defends the pawn. That's fair. It's a fair move. That is a fair move. What do we want to play though? Go into a PIRC? Yeah, let's give it a shot. Maybe we'll confuse him. This does not confuse him. He goes d4. This threatens full control of the center. Maybe even to push. But I'm just going to fianchetto because I'm not afraid. And if he pushes, that's his problem. So he develops a knight. What does this threaten? Supports the push. Supports the center. Natural move. Not much to talk about. Yeah. If he pushes and we take, and he takes, we have this square potentially. What else? I guess we'll just develop a knight. Control the square one more time. Maybe block a potential queen trade. White develops his bishop. What does this threaten? Just supports the center and develops a piece. What's the drawback? Well, I can kick it with my knight, and whenever I get this opportunity to open my bishop and trade this, I definitely will if he lets me. These knights are kind of often in each other's way. I'm a little cramped. If I can get rid of one knight, I'll get rid of it. If I can take a bishop, I'll definitely take a bishop because my bishop's beautiful. If I take a dark square bishop, that's just really good for me. If he wants to avoid it, he can go. He does not avoid it. I'm immediately going to snap that off the board. He's preparing long castle, but now he doesn't have a dark square bishop, so I'm really happy. Maybe we can strike the center with e5 or c5. If we play e5, I guess he can take with the f pawn. When we take, he can push. Blocks our bishop. If we play c5, he'll play e5. And in that line, maybe we take hitting the queen. Maybe he takes. Maybe we take the pawn. Maybe he takes the pawn, but then this pawn's hanging. So let's go with c5. Maybe it'll help open up the bishop's diagonal. e5, he can kind of close things down, which is the line, but maybe we'll try this one just because of the way he played this. He has no dark square bishop. So he pushes past, but I thought this just opens me up. So I'm happy with that. Okay. So now we can continue to move like a6 and b5 plans. If he ever pushes and we take and he takes. So maybe we move our queen here. Oh no, we can't. Here, here, here. It's adequately defended. I don't really care. I'm just gonna castle. Like he doesn't, whatever. He could push if he wants. Okay, so he develops, trying to keep me guessing as to where his king is going, I assume. And I'm gonna go queen a5, developing a piece. Did I have this last move? Castle. No, I don't mind castle. Castling is always a good move, so that's fine. But yeah, I could have done this last move maybe. What does this do? It pins the knight. It also double attacks the knight. If he castles, You could take the knight and win a pawn. I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's good, but he might be afraid of it. And now he's like, oh no, let me move my bishop to defend it this way. But I'm not going to give up my bishop for that garbage knight. So yeah, he does get afraid, and he makes a move that, you know, I wasn't going to take the knight. I'm still not going to take the knight. So now I have time to do what I want. Okay, cool. I still just want to do this plan and push. Get my knight here. So he castles and lets me play b5. I don't think he should let me get this type of b5 in, because this is pretty strong. And now I'll be able to kick his pieces. And for example, if I kick this knight, it has to go back. If I kick this bishop, it has to go back. Then I could hop my knight into here. Maybe the bishop here, maybe the queen here. I don't know. This bishop, maybe I'll try to sneak it out here at some point. But I'm not sure what he's doing. He goes a3. What does this threaten? I mean, I don't... Maybe he wants to play this. I'm not sure. So if I go here, he has to go bishop back. And when he goes bishop back, if I hop my knight in here, and he tries some of this nonsense, then I have en passant. Yeah. So let's hit the bishop and kick it back and get this beautiful square for our knight. And now this opens up our bishop. And so now our dark square bishop, beautiful square. Knight, beautiful square. Bishop, it's gonna be on a beautiful square. And then once you have your minor pieces, good squares, you're probably doing well. And not just your minor pieces, but definitely your minor pieces. So he jumps his knight into the center. What does this threaten? Some light squares. What's the drawback? Well, it undefends some of the center squares and instead occupies it. Okay, it's a move. It also takes control of that square from my bishop. So there's that. If I play e5, I'm not worried about en passant. Am I? En passant. I'm just going to take with the f pawn. And if he takes this way, I'll take with my bishop. Do I want that to happen though? If I go here and he takes here, and I take with my bishop, do I want that transformation? Alternatively, if I take with my knight, I mean my pawn, he'll probably just jump in here. I'm not sure I want that transformation, so I'm just going to develop my bishop. Just have it eye both sides of the board. Okay, so he pushes the pawn. What does this threaten? He's threatening to push. I guess his biggest threat is pushing to e6. Taking is not so much a threat. What's the drawback? Is this pawn hanging? It looks hanging. Okay. Now what happens if I take this? Is it not? Looks hanging. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. It opens up. He opened up his F file, but I have the active pieces, much more active than him. I have the bishop pair. He can't move his C knight without trading queens. I don't see why he would sack a pawn, unless I'm missing something, which is highly possible. I think it's storming outside. Ba-da-bum-bum. Okay, so now I really like my position. The center, he had all these pawns wherever they were, but now it's just one pawn. And my bishops are open. And this construction limits him. And now he's thinking, but too little too late, friend. Keep in mind that knight e4 never works, because after he takes your knight, he defends his queen. What does this threaten? He wants me to take so that he can give me this check, to which I'll fianchetto. If I take his bishop, he gives me a check. I block the check. He jumps his knight in, I take it. That doesn't work for him. I also have this, forcing the queen to come in. Then I take the bishop, and then he doesn't even have a check, but my other knight's hanging. So that doesn't work. I'm gonna call his bluff. And if he wants to mate me, mate me. My queen is off sides. That's his one upside. But I don't want to get mated. So it's nice he can't do this, and this gets taken. Both of those moves get taken. So that's nice. So he goes in with that rook, threatens a pawn, brings in more pieces. I'm also a little tied down. But by unpinning my bishop, I'm now threatening to take this with check. And maybe this. Not sure. I really would like my queen to help. But the only thing I see right now is... Well, at first the only thing I saw was this, and I saw it didn't have anywhere else to go. But now I'm seeing I have this with like a sneak attack on the queen and the knight. So he moves the knight out of the bishop's way, threatens checkmate in 1. We can't allow that. And knights, good attackers, we have to take them. He takes back, getting a rook in the game. I was gonna go here because that's like a super solid move. It protects my pawns, and then I can go rook g8. But now I'm thinking, if I take this and he takes and I take, the queen defends, attacks. It might not be the best. Bishop f6 might have been, but this gets my queen in the game with a tempo move. It does remove my best defender though. But he only has heavy pieces, and minor pieces are the best real attackers to me. Okay, so he takes that. I have a check. Does it do anything? He's now converging on my position, which I don't like. I'm going to start with the check. If he goes in the corner, that's mate. So he has to block or go out. He blocks, but that can't be good for him. Although he has this check, which is friggin' annoying. So I'm going to hit his queen, hit his rook, and block that check square. What a lucky knight square. And now I'm threatening checkmate. He does have this check though, which I guess is his only saving grace, forcing me to trade queens. But then I get the rook and I'm up a rook. Okay, so I'm glad that worked out. And now we're up a rook. In order to limit his rook further, I'm going to play this cheeky move f5, just cutting the rook because it's cute. It's not good, but it's cute. I want to bring my king in and solidify everything. He gives me this meaningless check, but it only helps me move my king up the board for free. And at the end of the day, who cares if he keeps his rook here? It's a bad spot. Like I'm not even gonna kick it. Like you're reinforcing your rook on a bad spot. So, congratulations. The bad spot is yours. Yeah, just resign. He's gonna resign. Like resign. Nope, he's going for it. I won't allow it. Guy, what are you doing? Come on. It's okay. I have stalemated people before. I have lost on time before. So this guy does have a small percentage chance of winning. But when you stop people's ideas like this, it really gets to them. Sorry for Hatis. It was a good try. Thank you. So that was a good game. Yeah, very aggressive. A bit dangerous for black. You can easily go wrong, but he definitely should not have just let me take his bishop here. Really bad positional mistake. Makes my game super easy. And that's about it. Another win for the PIRC defense against the 1600. If you play against the PIRC, don't just let them take either of your bishops with the knight moves. They're going to try to do it if you let them. Don't let them. Keep restricting their space. Prepare e5 and then play e5. And you should be better. So there you go. Submit some rapid games so I have something to review. Goodbye.